In the heart of the Sylvan Glade, where the sunlight dappled through ancient leaves, and the rivers ran with water clear as crystal, lived a unicorn named Elara. She was the last of her kind, a secret held close by the oldest trees. Her coat was the color of fresh snow under a full moon, and her horn, a spiral of pearlescent light, pulsed with the gentle magic of the world itself. Elara's existence was one of quiet solitude. She tended to the groves, her touch causing blighted flowers to bloom and wounded animals to heal. She was the guardian of the glade's heart, a hidden meadow where a single, colossal tree, the lifespire, grew. Its roots were the anchor of all magic, and its leaves, shimmering with dew that tasted of starlight, were the source of her strength. But a silence had begun to fall over the glade. The colors seemed less vibrant, the songs of the birds more faint. The lifespire's leaves, once a brilliant silver green, were dulling at the edges. A creeping shadow, a numb emptiness known as the Gloom, was seeping in from the outside world, a world that had long forgotten magic, that had paved over its meadows and silenced its myths. Elara felt the gloom like a chill in her own bones. Her horn's light flickered uncertainly. She knew that to leave the glade was to risk everything. Unicorns were not just forgotten. They had been hunted to legend by humans who feared their magic or coveted their horns. Yet, to stay was to let the magic die forever. One evening, as the sun bled amber into the horizon, Elara made her choice. With a soft nuzzle to the lifespire's trunk, she turned and stepped beyond the shimmering boundary of her home for the first time. The outside world was a cacophony of harsh sounds and stale air. The forests were sparse, cut through with gravel paths and humming wires. Elara moved like a whisper, a ghost of silver in the twilight. Animals she passed: a fox, an owl, a family of mice stilled in awe, a dim memory stirring in their hearts. Her journey led her to the edge of a city, a place of stone and steel where the gloom was thickest. It was here she felt a pull, a faint, fading ember of magic. She followed it, her hooves silent on the cold pavement, until she found herself in a small, neglected city park. In the center of the park, surrounded by brittle grass and litter, was a single, sickly oak tree, and curled at its base was a young girl. Her name was Lily, and she was crying. Her sadness was a tiny, personal echo of the greater gloom that suffocated the world. She felt small, invisible, and utterly alone. Elara approached. The city's noise seemed to fade away. A soft light, emanating from the unicorn, pushed back the shadows of the park. Lily looked up, her tears catching the ethereal glow. She didn't scream or run. Instead, a wonder washed over her face, so pure it was itself a kind of magic. She had read about unicorns in a book from the library, a book everyone else said was just silly fairy tales. "You're real," she whispered, her voice hoarse. Elara lowered her head, and with the utmost tenderness, she touched the tip of her luminous horn to Lily's tear-stained cheek. A warmth flooded through Lily, not a healing of a physical wound, but of a lonely heart. It was a feeling of being utterly seen, utterly cherished. The weight on her small shoulders lightened. At the same time, a spark, bright and clear, traveled from Lily back up Elara's horn. It was the spark of belief. The sickly oak tree above them shuddered. A single bud, then another, swelled on its barren branches and burst into vibrant green leaves. Elara understood. The magic wasn't gone, it was sleeping. It needed to be remembered. It needed wonder, belief, and a heart open enough to feel it. She didn't need to find a grand, ancient spell to break the gloom. She needed to find the lilies of the world. And so, the last unicorn was no longer alone. She became a secret, shared in hushed, excited whispers between children. A glimpse of white in a busy street, a healing touch for an injured bird on a windowsill, a sudden bloom of flowers in a concrete crack. Wherever a child felt lonely, or creative, or brave, or kind, Elara would sometimes appear. And with each visit, each rekindling of belief, the gloom receded. The life spire in the Sylvan Glade grew strong again, its roots stretching further into a world that was slowly, beginning to remember how to dream. Elara was no longer the last unicorn. She was the first of a new kind, a legend returning, not from the past, but from the future, one believing heart at a time. The end. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.